Hey, all you Zealots and Zerglings, it's time for another Team Mono Battle. We've got Spartan here as the blue Zerg, fighting alongside Contrarian, the green Terran. And who are they playing against? Why, Wolfpack, the orange Zerg, and Dunamai, the teal Terran. So we got Zerg Terran, double Zerg Terran. But that's not the important part. The important part, what units are they stuck with? These were random unit selections, random races, random units, and it looks like we've got Queens for Wolfpack and Banshees for Dunamai. Oh, that's interesting. And then we got Vikings for Contrarian and Ultralisks for Spartan. I don't even know what to think about that one. Right now my money's on the Banshees just because you can get them out pretty quickly and they can do quite a bit of damage, but the Vikings will counter it, so he's gonna need Cloak, but then they can just scan. So I think it's just gonna be race. Can they kill them before the Ultralisks get out? Because I think once the Ultralisks get out, then the game is over. So that is my prediction. This is the race to the Ultralisk. If has the Ultralisk. If Spartan can get Ultralisks out and in decent numbers, the game's over. If they can cause enough damage before Spartan can really get his Ultralisk production going, then they're gonna win. So it's on the Ultralisks, in my opinion, because Banshee Viking are gonna kind of offset. The Vikings will take care of the Banshees, so they probably won't be able to take advantage of their extreme damage dealing. They may want to hit the Zerg. If they can get a sneak attack on the Zerg, on Spartan. Wait, Banshees. Yeah, if they can do a sneak attack here on Spartan, they could do all sorts of economic damage before the Vikings can respond, especially if they've got Cloak ready. So it's Banshees versus Ultras. The Queens, they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be a factor. It's going to take them forever to get across the map. They are going to have to slow push. They're going to need a ton of creep spread. Fortunately, it looks like Wolfpack does have access to the ramp, so unless Dunamai wants to block off, which against Ultralisks, maybe not the best idea, or maybe it is. If you can slow down the Ultralisks, hit them with Banshees. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see how they play this. And we do got a factory coming down here for Contrarian. Oh, and he's smart. He's already getting that reactor ready for once he builds a starport. In fact, he could build the starport right, and he could just move this barracks, build the starport right there, go right into his Viking production. He's Vikings, right? Yeah, Vikings. I'm having a hard time with double ZVT. I'm having a hard time remembering who's doing what on which side of the map. I'm sure I'll remember as we go forward, and they're actually units. And we're getting engineering bay for Contrarian too. He knows the threat of Banshees. He's going to be ready for it, it looks like. And we do have a starport coming out here for Dunamai. So those Banshees will be available. So as soon as he gets the tech lab on there, he can start making the Banshees. Oh, he's built a tech lab too. And is he building a second tech lab? Oh, yes, he is. So both Terrans are really preparing by getting their add-ons ready ahead of time. But it looks like we only have one reactor so far. Oh, I don't know. Could he have waited a second to get that starport right on there? No, build the starport right there. Build the starport right there. No, build the starport right there. You can build it right on top of the add-on. I guess he just wants to prepare for that one, so it's ready right in time. And build another reactor. Okay, we need to get this up and on that reactor instantly. Instantly. No? We're gonna do something different. Alright. Oh, we're getting Overlord speed here for Spartan. Interesting. I guess he doesn't have to worry about anything but Queens. Yeah, because they can't really... they can only shoot up with Queens and defensive towers. The Banshees can't shoot up, so the Overlords are a lot safer this game. Well, Spartan's Overlords are a lot safer. Wolfpack's Overlords are in grave jeopardy. And in the last mono battle that you saw, he also was Zerg, and his Overlords were in grave jeopardy. Again, to Vikings. He's already getting that creep spread. He can use all his larva injects on drones. He doesn't need any larva other than to make drones, but he might want to keep a healthy supply of larva handy in case he wants to get a lot of defensive towers really quickly. So I would definitely recommend that. You need to get another base up. You need to get another hatchery up. you need to be building queens constantly. Queens. You need to be building queens constantly. Okay, he is getting another hatchery up. Actually, he does already have a hatchery up. I'm sorry, but he's not. Oh, he's making a queen out of that. Okay, I apologize. I was maybe a little bit hasty, but he doesn't. I guess he doesn't have quite the resources for double queen production. But we do have cloaking field almost done here, and so we are going to have cloak banshees coming on the way. Are they going to be prepared for it? Oh, we do have spore crawlers, and that will hold him off just long enough for him to get more spore crawlers. Now, I'd like to point out though, I found this out earlier today. When you are Zerg in a mono battle, you can only build one queen per hatchery, so you can't get queens for defense, which I guess is fair, but it's really hard getting a lot of spore crawlers against someone you know is going to get a ton of air. His only advantage is the fact that, were these Vikings scouting or hiding? The only advantage is that banshees are fairly low on hit points. Using his barracks to spot and his factory, but you know the Vikings can't take that out. There's the banshee. And they only have 140 hit points. That's not a lot, especially for an air unit, so he's got to be careful. And that cloaking field is done, so he can try to start harassing. But he's going to find it difficult. The main here for Spartan is well defended for the number of banshees he has so far, and so is Contrarian. Oh, unless, no. He might be able to snipe right here, but he's going to be hard-pressed to get in there and get a good attack. And what do we got going on out here? Banshees are just everywhere, scouting. Hoping to get lucky, but you gotta watch out for those Vikings. Hope he didn't lose any to the Vikings. Anyone lost anything yet? No one's lost anything yet. So the Vikings have not run into the Banshees yet, but they are scouting around. Oh, are they gonna land and start taking out this hatchery? Perhaps not a bad idea. The fewer hatcheries Wolfpack has, the fewer queens he's gonna get out. And what about Spartan? Where is his Ultralisk? Does he have an infestation pit yet? He needs an infestation pit. He's got to get to hive tech. That's what he needs to be doing right now. Spore crawl. You're gonna throw out random spore crawls. You need to get infestation pit. Ultralisks are your ace card. Ultralisks will win you the game. There are an awful lot of queens in there. Almost gonna snipe that Viking. Oh, and he's got to get some transfusions on those queens. Oh, he's not getting all the queens in fighting. Oh, he did lose one. Transfuse. You've got to transfuse. You've got to transfuse. Oh, I don't know if lifting off. Are they going to get it? Oh, they're going to snipe it. Are they going to snipe the other Viking? Yes, they do. So lost a queen, but took out 3 Vikings. I would call that a fair trade, because Vikings 150, 75. Queens are 150, so that's a 75 gas per Viking advantage for every queen you lose. Heck yeah, you're going to take out 3 Vikings. And we got some Overseers out for Spartan trying to spot those Banshees. We gotta watch out for Queens. They are pretty slow, though, and so until you see Creep, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Overseers are pretty beefy. They do have 1 armor, 200 hit points, so I would not worry too much about Queens running them down. And like I said, until you get on Creep. But I believe Spartan did research Overlord speed, so these are really, really fast Overseers. Because Overseers do benefit from the speed bonus. And a lot of Vikings moving out here. Oh, we got to pause here. Alright, we're back. Dunamai had to pause the game. I guess he had to change his diapers. You know, this game really has got a little too exciting for him. So, we're back now. And oh, just in time to see Contrarian land his Vikings here to take out this orbital command. Did they have anything to defend this? They had mass Banshees. They could pin these Vikings on the ground. Well, no, they couldn't pin the Vikings on the ground because Vikings would just lift off. Yeah, you can lift it up, but guess what? Vikings can shoot air, too. Oh, but they do have Banshees. Oh! Oh, they got an Overseer there. I didn't even realize that. So that is not going to help out at all. And, oh, it's a little late to be getting... missile turrets, but... They're looking to destroy those Vikings, but they got to be careful if that Overseer gets over there. If he gets a scan off, he's going to lose a lot of a lot of Banshees, so he's got to be very careful. Does he have any upgrades? He might want to get some damage upgrades. He needs to kill stuff quickly, so those Vikings land. Oh, he's going to throw a Contaminate down on that starport, but a wasted Contaminate. There's no tech lab on this one. He can't make any Banshees out of this, so this is a complete waste. And now you're losing your Vikings to a missile turret. Alright. The Contaminate would be a lot more useful on these. They're actually producing Banshees right now. Oh, we almost lost another. Yeah, he needs to get a lot of missile turrets down. Yeah, I think they're going to drive them up, and you need to get more missile turrets up, because you can't depend on these Banshees to take care of everything. I don't know where the Queens are. Yeah, I don't know where the Queens are. Yeah, they're going to need the Queens to fight those Vikings, definitely. The Queens will help you take care of the Vikings. And if they land, the Banshees will absolutely destroy them. And oh, there's finally the Infestation Pit. 14 minutes in, we're finally getting the Infestation Pit. But after that, he needs to get Hive, then an Ultralisk Cavern, then he's got to start producing Ultralisk. And this is pre-1.4 patch. Since you're probably watching this before that patch even came out, you would know that. But that means the Ultralisks do not have any speed bonus to their research, or to their build time. Well, it's not really a speed bonus, it's just they're changing the speed, the build time of an Ultralisk to be 15 seconds faster, from I believe 70 to 55 seconds. But we don't have that patch yet, so it's going to be a while before we get those Ultralisks out. He really needs to get those up. Like I said, this is a race to Ultralisks. And he needs to, yeah, he really needs to start getting that creep spread. If he gets his Queens across the map, they have a lot of possibilities. You gotta be very careful, and we do have a Viking force going over here, using the Overseer to watch for those Banshees, which is very smart. Oh, he doesn't have any defense. Oh, he does have 3 Queens that are now leaving, so he's leaving this base undefended completely. Very dangerous when there's air out there, and there's no way for you to see them coming in that way, but oh, they're gonna move down this way. They may grab that drone, but nah. That's a lot of Queens, and he really has to be able to use his transfuser. They're gonna snipe a drone. They are going to snipe a drone, and oh, they're going to snipe creep tumors. That could be dangerous. Oh, look at those Queens over there. Those Vikings are in trouble if they don't get out of there. Queens have good range and good DPS against air. They're very good anti-air, especially when you get them in ridiculous numbers like this. Careful not to move your Queens too far away. It looks like they are leaving now. We check the unit counts. We got 14 Banshees, 21 Queens, 22 Vikings. No Ultralisks just yet. 4 Overseers, though, which is probably not a bad idea. And there's the Ultralisk Cavern. They're still a minute away from Ultralisks. Like I said, this was going to be the race to the Ultralisk. I don't know if they're going to be able to get over here and destroy this base before the Ultralisks get out, though. They really need to start really pushing this creep as much as they possibly can, because they've got to get the Queens over there. If the Queens get off creep, they're not gonna be quite as effective. And ooh, these Overseers are very vulnerable, though. If he gets his Queens over there, when those Ultralisks get out, they're gonna have to depend on the Banshees to take out the Ultralisks, and the Queens to take out the Vikings. It's gonna be very hard. He's gonna need to use his. He's gonna have to use his transfuses on the Queens, because the Queens are gonna take a lot of damage from the Ultralisks. He's got to keep those Queens alive to keep the Vikings at bay, because if the Vikings are allowed to land. Well, I guess I don't know what happens if the Vikings are allowed to land. I'll just add more ground damage if the Ultralisks are still alive. Oh, and he's got to be careful. He's smart keeping this Overseer with the Vikings. And what are their various speeds? The Vikings move at 275. The Overseer also, so the Overseer can keep up with his force easily. We got these Banshees moving out now. The Viking forces are far, far away. There's a lot of missile turrets, but once the Vikings land, that's the end of the missile turret defense. And where did those Banshees go? Oh, they're over here. They're going to come retreat back. Try to come to the defense, but it doesn't look like it's going to be necessary, because the Vikings didn't want to deal with that. They probably didn't want to suddenly get ambushed by a bunch of Banshees, despite the fact that they can just lift off at any time and be completely safe. And where did those Queens go? There's 3 Queens there. He does have a lot of Queens out, and they are full of energy. And Queens full with energy can do a lot of transfers, although he really might want to get some Evo chambers out. These Queens can get upgrades. And we are getting upgrades for the Ultralisk. The chitinous plating is researching, level 2 armor researching, level 1 attack researching, so he is getting, and 10 Ultralisks on the way. That could be it. I think that's going to be it. That is the finish line. I told you, if he can get his Ultralisks up and in good numbers before the Banshee Queen force can take him out or do significant damage, then this game is going to be done, and his Ultralisks are coming. I don't know what they're going to do about it. They're going to have some amazing micro and amazing positioning if they're going to hold this off, because if Spartan and Contrarian just kind of A-move their actually, if they just A-move the Ultralisk and just kind of do a little micro on the Vikings, they're going to have this. Unless they get some amazing micro from the Banshee Queen force. But I just don't know. No upgrades on these Vikings. And vehicle weapons. Oh, no, no, no. Dunamai, you're getting the wrong weapon upgrade. That you need the air upgrade. You're getting the wrong upgrade. Oh, he's completely getting the wrong upgrades. Oh, wait, no, that's his armor. Yeah, he's getting... Oh, contrarian. Or Dunamai, you're getting the wrong upgrades. You're upgrading for mech, not for air. Oh, that is horrible. And oh, these Banshees better be careful. Well, are they going to spot this? Are they going to spot this coming? They are going to see this coming. But there's still a lot of Vikings there. They got to be careful. You got to be careful with your Banshees. And here come the Ultralisk, and I told you this was going to be the decider. The cloak is not going to do you any good. They have plenty of overseers, and there are no queens in the area. Oh, Michael here's fine. Don't complain to me. And yeah, he's going to pull out of there. He's got to abandon this base. Maybe try to snipe some Ultralisks if he can. But those Vikings are going to destroy his Banshee forces, and I don't see any queens in sight. Banshees can't take this on alone. They definitely need the queens. He's got to get as many Banshees as he can. I think they got to make their stand right here because the Ultralisks are coming. They can't. There's no Overlord drop. Oh, they're going to go for these rocks. And Banshee production. He's got to get Banshees out, and they've got to get these queens over here. And you got to get ready to transfuse. Get ready to transfuse the queens. And the rocks are down. The Ultralisks can march right in, and you've got to get some transfuses off. I don't see any transfuses going. You've got to transfuse your units. It's about the only advantage you're going to have. These Ultralisks are completely chewing it through it. And, yep, there's my prediction. The Ultralisks were the finish line. And I think that's going to do it now. They may try to hold on here for a little bit, but it's going to be over. Oh, man, look at that. That is what happened to those queens. I think I'm going to be nauseous. And yeah, the Banshees are going to be no good now. He's about to lose all his production facilities anyhow, and any Banshees that spawn are going to get instantly sniped. Look at that. Banshees are getting completely one-shotted. Yeah, 4-1 Ultralisks, and that'll be it. You can't lift them off. You lift them off, the Vikings get them, you leave them down the Ultralisks to get them. So that is going to be the end of this one. The Banshees are gone. There's no way he's going to produce that many queens. 5 queens is not going to do... Whoa, he still has a lot of queens, though. But if he doesn't transfuse them, they're not going to do him any good. He's got to transfuse his queens. And I don't think he even realizes that. He's got a ton of energy. He can keep those queens alive for so long. But Dunamai's done now, and I don't think these queens are going to win the game for him. That's going to be it for Dunamai. Oh, he rebuilt his base. Alright, now you got to get the transfuses up. You've got to get the transfuse. You've got to transfuse your units. It's the only advantage you've got. It's the only way you're even going to have a prayer at this. But I don't see any transfuses going off. It looks like they're going to be kind of smart and retreat. Maybe I still think they could take on this force. You could even land the Vikings and completely land a bunch of the Vikings and you probably take this out. And the queens really can't run now. But they did get them over to the missile turret, but yeah, I don't think that missile turret's going to last long. The queens look like they're dissolving. I see no transfuses going off. The Vikings are going to land and finish it off. And that's going to be it. I think they need to throw in the towel here. It's the gentlemanly thing to do. If your 80 queens didn't do that, your 5 queens aren't going to. Anyhow, it was a little bit of interesting poking back and forth and then retreating. So like I said, it was a race to the Ultralisk. That was the difference maker. They needed to do something before that happened. They needed to really push that creep and get the queens across the map because they needed to be in their opponent's faces before the Ultralisks came out. Put them on the defensive, force them to fight where you want them to fight. And there's the GG for Wolfpack. So I hope you enjoyed yet another mono battle, team mono battle. I'm sure we'll be having more. The guys seem to like it. I like them too. I hope you like them too. And have a day.